business arena was one of the last places I ever expected to find Yahweh. Sure, there are principles that people should follow in business. Don't lie, don't steal, and treat others fairly. However, as I've covered earlier, there's the function of money that plays into Yahweh's kingdom. What we use our money on, why we use our money, and how we use our money come back as a reflection on how we're going to use the anointing, the power of Yahweh himself. What we spend it on tells whether or not we're going to use the anointing on selfish, frivolous things or useful, practical things. Why we use our money tells of motives, whether or not we'll hoard or share. And how has already been covered. If we use money to make money, then we will use the anointing to take advantage of and profit off of others. However, what is the business of Yahweh? I once read in a novel where Jesus was telling a man that we were to go to work, it didn't matter what, and then come back and just fellowship with one another. That is such a cavalier attitude. To say that Yeshua doesn't care what we do is a lie. What we do and the fellowshipping are one and the same. They are one thing. Yahweh from the beginning gave us a job, or rather Adam. We are to tend the Garden of Eden and creation as a whole. The principle of honor the Creator comes in very heavily here. Our business is His business, tending creation. That's right, we're to be environmentalists, but not the scary kind. We, unlike organizations like Earthwork and Sierra Club, are not for the destruction of civilization as we know it. We want to take control of the earth and be faithful steward to it. That doesn't mean tear down dams and stop driving cars and live in grass huts. What it does mean is we should be finding better ways to do these things. Solar power, hydrogen electric cars, recycled earth-friendly homes. In the wake of the Wall Street movement, the nation is slowly becoming aware of the abuses that stem from big business. Yahweh knew from the start that such tragedies would ensue from such control of the free market that exercises over society today. Great literary minds like James Joyce and Charles Dickens wrote about the impact of the Industrial Revolution on Britain in the mid-1800s. The free market then introduced into the world its first billionaire, John D. Rockefeller. It also left in its wake dead children chimney sweeps, and a society that would become all too familiar and all too used to that and many other horrors. The American economy had been destroyed by such capitalistic endeavors. The people in the Occupy movement want Wall Street people to be held accountable for their actions, yet they neglect to look at their part in the disasters. Plus, they should also not be looking to restore the economic system that put us in this mess to begin with. Instead of occupying them, we should be leaving them. Yahweh has a business strategy that will allow us to pocket the profit. This is done by working with others who also follow Yahweh. The strategy allows for sustainability, increased property values, lasting positive change on the environment and on your own health. It all starts with honoring the first principle, honor the Creator. See the show for link to Exodus Wall Street, pocket the profit, and restore economic zeal. Getting involved in this process was and still is hard for me. There is a side of me that would rather do the 9-to-5 shuffle and live for the weekend. Yet I don't want big business controlling my life any more than I want big government to control it. We should be able to decide whose agenda we want to be a part of, and I choose to be a part of Yahweh's. I want to feel fulfilled in what I do, that what I do matters. I want to leave an eternal legacy that not only changes lives here on this side, but that will affect my life in the hereafter. No other business opportunity will offer you a next life scenario. All they can promise you now is generational wealth, which usually runs out in about 3 to 4 generations. Now, I know all of this is new and scary, and how do we leave a financial system and still stay within the confines of state and federal law? Well, right now, that's pretty easy. Well, the work isn't easy, but the concept's still the same. Filing taxes, paying workman's comp, and other stuff like that is honored. We do believe in paying our taxes. We just don't believe in paying or receiving interest. It won't be until we're no longer allowed to grow food or harvest rainwaters or teach Yahweh's principles that we'll be in trouble. And by that time, we'll all be in trouble. It won't matter what you believe or do. So much of what we do and use in our lives is due to convenience and cost effectiveness. Not just the buyer, but the seller as well. Of course, you've probably heard of the corporate destruction of the environment in one form or another. Hummers, Walmart, food manufacturers like Monsanto. Yet you don't take them seriously, or you don't think it's your problem. Yahweh has a plan and a business structure for these things so that we don't have to go back to the Stone Age, which I believe is the fear that most people have when dealing with environmental issues. However, the roadblock people face in these issues is the same one we face in the credit financial issue, which is, how else do we do it? We have gotten so used to our lifestyle now that any change to go with Yahweh would feel like a return to the Stone Age, simply because the resources are not available. At the Circle of Creator.name, we discuss these problems as well as their solution. Check the show notes for a link to the various sites. However, it all comes down to that we are to be each other's resources. A group of believers that serve the role of the community, whether it be food growing, cattle raising, or food production, a mechanic that knows how to work on hydroelectric cars, owner-builder contractors that pocket their own profit, or any of the other various opportunities that we feel that the Creator is opening up for us. We as the community joint venture together to share in the investment and the profit, not only by providing for ourselves, but offering these resources to the rest of the world around us. What we do with our education informs our career choices. But now, what do we want to do when they want to minister to others? And does the concept of profit enter into ministry, given Yahweh's stance on the anointing? The answer may surprise you.